Hello guys, how are you doing? And welcome back to my channel. So today we will do a chapter of physics of class 11th NCERT, which is motion in a straight line. So you guys already know about motion, its concept. We will quickly revise the concepts. So it is a type of revision notes, which is a cheat sheet for your exams. So let's start. So what is mechanics? Mechanics is the study of moving objects. Moving objects can be classified into three types. One is static, second is kinematic, and third is dynamic. So what is static? Statics is the study which of objects which are at rest. Kinematics means movement without considering the causes, and dynamics means movement considering the causes which are allowing the movement, that are the forces behind it. So we will go in deep about the kinematics today, and later we will study the different types of mechanics also. So for example, this is a car in which there is a driver and a passenger, and there is an observer outside the car. So A is at rest with respect to B, okay, and A is in motion with respect to C, because C is standing outside. C is seeing that the car is moving and the A is sitting in the car. So A is in motion with respect to C. Now rule, what is the rule? Rest and motion depend entirely on the observer. Observer can interpret like it is at rest or it is moving. So it entirely depends on the observer. So assumption we will take for this chapter that objects are point masses. There is a point mass which are the object. And for example, in this scenario, the car which we denote with a point mass, so distance is greater than the size of object. So distance is basically more than the size of object. Now there are two concepts, scalars and vectors. So what is scalar and vector? Scalar is that which has only magnitude, only size, and vector has magnitude plus direction. So we denote vectors by writing a hat, like V arrow and A arrow. So it means it is a vector. Scalars example mass, length, time, distance, speed, and temperature. Vectors example include displacement, velocity, acceleration, and force. So please, I think you have got the concept of scalar and vector. Now let's see x1 point, which is the initial point, and x2, which is the final point. So there are multiple pathways for going to the x2 from x1. It can be short, it can be long, or it can be any path. So what is the distance? Distance is the actual path traversed, means any path taken to reach x2 from the x1. But displacement, what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest path between x2 and x1. So this is the shortest path between the x2 and x1. So displacement delta x is equal to x2 minus x1. And SI unit is meters m, and dimensions are m0, l1, and t0. Okay, because no mass, no time, only length. Now difference between distance and displacement. What is distance? Distance is the actual path traversed, and displacement is the difference between final and initial position. Distance is the scalar quantity, and whereas displacement is the vector quantity. Distance is always positive, never zero or negative, and displacement can be positive, negative, or zero. Distance is path dependent, and displacement is path independent. And always distance is more than displacement. The absolute sign here is because of it can be negative also. So distance will always be greater than the displacement. Did you got it? Please write in the comment, and to let that, so that I can know that you are getting the concepts. Now speed and velocity. Speed is the total path length divided by the total time, and velocity is the change in position, that is the displacement over time. Speed is the scalar quantity, whereas the velocity is the vector quantity. And speed is always positive, whereas velocity can be positive, negative, or zero, as I told. Basically, both speed and velocity, they share the same DNA, and SI unit is meter per second. Dimension is m0, l1, and t minus 1, because time is in the denominator. So m0, l1, t minus 1. Next. So next is the average velocity. So average velocity is the delta x by delta t, because velocity, what I have told, velocity is the change in position. So average is the total change in position. So delta x upon with delta time. So time interval becomes infinitely small. For example, as delta t is 0, time interval becomes small. So in instantaneous velocity v is equal to limit delta t is equal to 0. So delta x by delta t is equal to dx by dt. So this is the rate of change of position at one exact instant, at one point of time. What is the change in position or the instantaneous velocity? Now coming to the next topic of acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. change of position is the velocity, and the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. So average acceleration is equal to v2 minus v1 upon my t2 minus t1. You got it? And instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt. As we have seen, the instantaneous velocity is dx by dt. So instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt. SI unit is meter per second square, and dimensions are m0, l1, t minus 2. So if velocity changes either speed or direction, there is acceleration. So what do we mean by acceleration? जब velocity change होगी, either वो speed change हो या direction change हो, तो velocity change होगी. तो velocity change होगी तो मतलब कहीं ना कहीं acceleration भी है वहां पे. So this is a very important staircase diagram. So it is the position, then we came to velocity, and then we came to acceleration. So position x, velocity v, and acceleration is a. So position x, v, and a. So velocity we have seen dx by dt, and acceleration is a is equal to dv by dt. So these are the derivative steps. Taking the derivative pushes you down the ladder. So keep remember the formula for velocity and acceleration. So there are the three basic equations of motion which we have to remember. All the students have to remember these three equations, because these equations will help a lot in solving the MCQs. So first one is the v velocity is equal to v naught plus at. Second is s is equal to v naught t plus half at square, and v square is minus v naught square is equal to 2as. There is a bonus equation also. Sn is equal to v0 plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. So it is the equation for distance in the nth second. Means in nth second how much distance the object has covered. So it is the v naught plus a by 2, 2n minus 1. V naught is the initial velocity. Okay, t is the time and s is the distance. So these equations are valid only for the constant acceleration. Please remember, where in cases where there is a constant acceleration, only these equations are valid. Now coming to the graph reading. So on the x-axis we have time, and y-axis is the x, and this is a straight line. So slope of xt graph. So slope of xt graph gives us the velocity, which is the dx by dt, and the slope of vt graph gives us the acceleration, which is the dv by dt. Steeper the slope, higher the value. Please remember, steeper the slope, higher the value. Coming to uniform motion, where the v velocity is constant. See, in x by t graph there is a constant positive slope. Okay, and in vt graph, if there is zero slope, means there is no acceleration, a is equal to 0. And if acceleration is on the x-axis, time axis, which also means a acceleration is 0 in the at graph. Okay, please remember these graphs, these are very important. There can be MCQs based on this, and which we cannot afford to lose marks. Next is uniformly accelerated motion, in which a is equal to constant. Now in an xt graph, the slope will be increasing because a is constant, acceleration is constant, slope will increase, velocity. In the vt graph, now a is constant, so constant positive slope, because a is equal to dv by dt. In at graph, acceleration is constant, so a will be above the x-axis. Understood? These are very basic graphs. You have to remember, just remember these graphs. Now coming to the end of the video, exam lifesavers point. So rest and motion are relative. Who is watching? Distance is always greater than displacement. V is equal to dx by dt and a is equal to dv by dt. Do not use the three equations if acceleration changes. So these are the take home points. Please revise this video and watch again for better understanding. And please tell me in the comment section which on which topic you want further videos. And up till then, take care, keep studying. Bye bye. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon.